everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to the Nonsense Factory. Welcome back to another installment of This is mostly cabs. This is pretty much cabs, only no wheels. We don't need the wheels today because what we've done is we've gone to the skids. All the rigs here, except for the newest boys, live on skids. The newest ones get the indignity of sitting on yoga blocks. But if they've been here for a while, they're either on a skid or hanging on a pegboard, which is a different kind of indignity. So I decided to mix it. Here's what I want. I want single camera. The high today, despite the time of year, is 92 degrees. So we're going to get out there nice and early. We're going to beat the sun. We're going to beat the heat. We're going to go straight to Greenline. And we're going to go straight to Greenline with Victor, the Lone Ranger, the Muzzard, who is the ZRD mullet, the lighter, sprightlier, angrier Tranquish. Do you see anything thematic yet? And then fourth in the group, the newly repower planted Bluebird. All right? Do you see the first pick? We're all tucked. This is a tough color cliffhanger. This is the boat that is a stance, and this is the J.Concepts 89 Ford Tucked. The first Tucked buddy that I ever bought, coincidentally enough. That is the lighter, more angry, more sprightly Tranquish. Now that he has had his diff locks removed and spools installed, he is still not light because he is in the old style. He still has all of the factory VS410 plastics, the twin, the sides, the sliders, everything, and then the what I had called at the time the hardline rails that I built to just basically give me more shock positions. Still using the old shock towers as body mounts, the usual thing. Tranquish is not, and then of course you've got TRX4 axles mated to a VFD twin gearbox, so you have to do some trickery to get that thing to line up. G2 front end, the usual stuff. He used to have lockers. Those were recently removed, and he was converted over to micro servos to trim some weight down. And he did trim some weight down indeed. He's not exactly a flyweight. He's still a bit of a heavy boy. And he moved over onto rock blocks because for the longest time he was on RC 4-wheel drive Baja Claws, and two of them dry rotted into oblivion. So there you go, rock blocks on there. The Muzzard is a ZRD chassis with a stubby kit on a VFD. BTA on the F10s, F10 straight in the front, F10 portal in the rear. Done in what the internet would call a bodge method to induce the reverse rotation of the gearbox. We then, of course, have ruptures on Scoric Cling inserts, which pulls them down till you'll notice that rupture is the same height as a megalithic. So they're a little fat and they're pulled down. Victor is, as was mentioned, a Lone Ranger chassis. He is fitted with a Stealth X, secure combo with the 70 amp and the 1800. He's got F10 straights all the way around, megalithics on their stock foams. He is certainly the lightest of the group on the day by a fair amount. And then closing out the group is the recently repower planted, the man who's running the Fusion Elite Bluebird. Oh, this guy is 4S as well. So we have two 4S guys, two 3S guys. Because 4S on 2300 is not a ridiculous amount of power when you're talking about the 10 Pro gearbox mated to the 10 Pro portals. It's a lot of gear reduction. Somewhere in the 70s to 1 is where he is. Even going with a pinion larger than what we'd typically see. So, the commonalities are, it's all tucked bodies. It's all J.Concepts tires. Hunks, ruptures, rock blocks, megalithics. What are we going to learn today? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. These vehicles are so different. BTA transverse, BTA inline, chassis mounted steering, servo on axle. We don't have two servos mounted the same way. We don't have two of the same tire. We don't have two of the same wheelbase, I don't think. We don't have the same wheels across the board. We do have two sets of trails and two sets of Amazon -10 deeps. Chavtex, elements, Chavtex, combo breakers everywhere. We're going to go to Greenline, which is the quote-unquote easy one. That's the easiest course to run. It's also it's the semi-easiest course to film. And we will narrow the 4 to 2 unless it's just a walk-off. Like if somebody just walks off with it. And here's the deal. It is, in my estimation, any of them could. On their day. Whose morning is it? Who will be the one that walks away with this? This is proper cab stuff. This is tuck. This is the tucked version of C.A.B.S. because we don't have any cabs. We're basically all class 2s. Basically. We're all flat rails. We're all different geometries. We're all different everythings. And I went around to the skids and I looked and I said, yeah, these are the guys. 4 different tires, 3 different bodies, 4 completely different rigs. Let's go and run Greenline and then see how we feel after that. And there's a line over here behind me. 2 RC6s and 2 RC4s. So it won't confuse me too much moving from hand to hand. Well, we're gonna see. How do they feel? Right? Because above and beyond performance, like, how do they feel? What is the thing about their performance that makes me go, oh? And what's the thing that, I'm doing the finger to lips, What is that thing? So that's what we're going to hope to find out. And Greenline with these guys should be fairly short runs. If we were doing timed competitive runs, we're probably talking 3 minutes per run. So it's the laziness of the operator. I just run 1 camera. It's great. It was my own fault of starting the 2 camera thing, and now I've just kind of gotten used to it. Single camera, 4 gentlemen. I wish, like, there we go. Trying to keep everybody included. We're gonna head out there. We are going to run them absolutely, positively at random. I don't know. I'm waiting. We've got one is done. One is at 99%. One is at 72%, and one is at 63%. So I will see you outside. For you, again, just a blink of a transition. I have to wait for a few batteries to finish. And then we will hit the course, and we'll see. I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch. I don't know what we'll see specifically. The relevant numbers are 56, 13, 65, which is apparently too cold for gnats. So I'm going to enjoy the, as the Europeans would call it, 13 degrees centigrade. I got no shoes on. The sun is just coming up. The sounds of industry are plentiful out here. There's what do they call them? What's the ritzy word for townhomes? There's a selection of townhomes down at the end of the street, and they're building a new expansion. And here's the funny part. When they built the first section, it took 4 years. Started during COVID, didn't finish, started late 2019, finished start of 2024. So close to 5 years. They're building the second phase in 6 months. I guess they sold all those units, and they can just keep selling them. So as always, in case it is forgotten, Canyon scoring is very simple. 2 points for a reverse. And yeah, I mean, we got to penalize reverse. I understand why in competitions reverse has to be penalized, because otherwise you could just take an infinite number of reverses and line yourself up. 2 points for that. The floor, anything that's not haphazardly glued together rocks and concrete debris is lava. Touching the lava is 4 points, which is why we've got to stay uptight over here. Man, the Fusion Pro feels... So Fusion Pro is the Fusion Pro, man. It feels so good. A gate strike is 7 points. And basically the competitive death knell of the Hand of God in the event of a rollover is 10 points. Tranquish is the only gentleman out here that is more than 2 channels, but as we do not adopt anything along the lines of scale points or anything like that, he's allowed to use his dig and his variable overdrive as much as he wants because he has it. He's also chassis mounted steering, the only one of the group. And I don't even know what overdrive I'm in. Discretion is the better part of valor. So that's 2. I don't want it to push. Yeah. I don't know. If he's in big OD right now, I think he might be. Big OD is doing it. What I have are courses. What I need are, like, okay, what, do you think I can go on Amazon and buy survey markers? Is that a thing? You know, the little brass things that you see driven into the ground in places? I need to drive those brass things into the ground to mark camera locations. Because this is just the same camera over and over again. Ooh, we might have gotten a little diag there. We're going to go real slow and see if it rotates. I see it. I saw the white ball appear underneath him. And because of where I'm standing, I don't know how I hit it. That is often the case passing through 6. He is also quite wide. So a small strike at 6, a small strike or a big strike, it doesn't matter. If the ball falls off, you get the 7. I want to say Tranquish is the widest of the group, also the heaviest. Get through, nice. Fusion Pro, you know. Rumble down. I'm going to be swapping over to camera angle 2. Let's see how that works. In this moment, I wish I could see through the eyes of camera 2. But I cannot. Ooh. Oh, no. Was he through? Was he through? Well, seeing as he hit the ball, I don't think that he was. Couldn't get it far enough left. Sometimes these are the risks. This is the penalty of going first. 2 gate strikes in a reverse for a 16. A 16 is not terrible. A 16 is also not great. I remembered incorrectly. Bluebird is a 10 Pro, so he has selectable overdrive, and on this one I can definitely tell that he is in big because he's got does he have an 824? He's got an 824 in the front axle and then is switched into the 40, so he is rolling right now on 60% front overdrive and 2300 kV and 4S. It's like, I call it 6/10 dig because that's what it is. The fact that that Fusion can maintain this level, like what are we talking about maximum RPM? 16.8 volts times 2300, gotta be in that like 40,000 RPM range. Look at these little, like, that tire will grab and he will just shoot forward. And then you get in through here, and ordinarily we have a problem with dragging the belly of the axle. But we're in partial dig the whole time. So I'm honestly, you know, a lot of people like big overdrives. And I'm like a 20% man. I like a 20, 22%, up to about 25% for, you know, all rounding. But this guy can turn real tight. And your chances of the doodle bug, where you rotate over that back axle, minimized A, by portals, and B, by the fact that, there's a 2, by the fact that that rear axle is barely moving. Oh, no. Ah. So would that have been a spot to shift to small? Probably. So big OD remains not always the answer. Now I do acknowledge 60% is a real lot. Here's the problem. I need to drop down further. There's a little squinge there. Oh! Like, he had it. Watch me. Watch me. Like, that little catch and release. I'm going to blame that. We're going to take a full 50-50 blame ratio on that one. 50% user error, the nut behind the wheel, and the other 50%, I think I got 3D'd. I think I got 3D printed. We got that vein of the 3D under the lip, and when it popped over, it literally popped over. Well, we'll know. We'll know when we run Victor, because Victor is the only guy out here on good old foam. So 2 gates, 2 reverses is 18. And we've got 3 to go. So he's not out of it yet. I mean, there's so much clearance through there. Like, Bluebird might take gate 7 on Greenline easier than anyone. Okay, now use your art of focus. We need to get more left, which is what we didn't do. Oh, yeah. Oh, very nice. He doesn't mind that he had not again. No, not again. He doesn't mind that he had to use a reverse there. So, we're making an unlawful assumption here. Yeah. TRX4 axles followed by 10 Pros. We felt like we were really out in the open there. There's just so much more clearance. 2 gates, 3 reverses on this one. So he automatically falls into second place with a 20 up against the Tranquish's 16. And it was just... It's a familiarity issue. It's 100% a familiarity issue. Of the 4, Tranquish has the most wheel time by a lot. So we're just going back and forth, 3S, 4S, 3S, 4S. So Victor up third, and the Muzzard up will close out the group. This is the full secure 1800, which was basically what I regarded as the alternative prior to the tariff times, driving the cost of a Fusion SE up. Like this build would just fit an SE, but I can't imagine him running a different setup than Pancake Outrunner. Like, he's narrow, he's light, he's a bit more sprightly than the others. Got that nice low speed there. Pretty much everybody so far, first two, or really first three, have not been an issue. Come in a little high because we're a little narrow. We just don't want it to unload, and then we make our cut. We don't want to see driver front rise and passenger front rise, and it does not. Right through there, good old Megs doing Meg things. We are through three. That was silly. Camera position for 4, forever a question mark. Is any of the group going to navigate 4 without a reverse? And this is not an insanity issue. We're not doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result. We're actually going to go up through, there's a little crack right here. If we can get over that crack, what we're going to try to do is spin it back around just like that. Sometimes a little bit of foam, sometimes a little bit of agility will put you through 4 going into 5 on a 0. I don't want to spoil it. I feel like Victor's putting up a good one. Now we kind of want that tire to drop at just the right spot, which is right there. Now, 4. What happens in the lava stays in the lava. You're not getting pinched for a reverse on the lava. You already had the fall. Straight axle on. Gate 6 still very much alive. Victor right through. Victor rolling like he is not on straight axles. Like that was a snap out when he dropped off 6. I would not categorize as catchable. Now, he has a disadvantage here as portal clearance really helps clear that little triangle point that's coming up, but he can get over it like that, and then because he is slender, just right through. Come on, Victor, finish strong. Finish strong. Transitioning to 8. Coming up. Trying to hug left. I see that tire coming up. I think what we've been doing, though, is straying too far right. Possibly because he's 8 meters away, 25 feet or so. You lose a little bit of that visual acuity, and pulling 9, will that skid forward and break over clear us? 1 hundo it will. Victor millimeters away from a 0, dropping a 4. Strong. real strong. And let's not forget, single stage, open cell, OEM megalithic foams. Pretty good. I'm not mad about it. I would hope he wouldn't be mad about it either. The sun creeps ever higher. It is all to play for as the Muzzard rolls out onto the course. The Muzzard posted the lowest score at front 9, just in back of frame over there during Crawlympics. Will those mullet advantages be pronounced? As said, the first 3 gates at Greenline are just kind of mandatory, like we got to do them. But unless we're running guys out here that are, you know, very full bodies, full bumpers, small tires, exceptionally wide, 1, 2, and 3 tend to be 1, 2, 3. He is a little wide. Oh, I was genuinely worried that, you know, you talk your way into it, you can end up driving your way out of it. I thought for sure we were going to go too close to Whiteside and bonk it. That's a very flat center through here. Should be able to grab that edge right there. And then should be able to get a little deeper. This is the thing about the Muzzard. Like, with the others, I'm seldom, if ever, thinking about positionability like mid-gate. But because mullet is an almost unnatural advantage, this is why, you know, I've seen a couple thumbnails where they're like, VRD mullet versus insert whatever. Guys, there's a reason that we go through the work to make these into mullets, because you keep the front end down. You very difficult to doodle bug. You can get into positions where you've overloaded the front end and something bad should happen. But nothing bad does happen, because let's see if we can stay tight right here. Keep it right, keep it tight. Nope. Will that reverse be the difference? The entry on first cut was real close to being the one, but it was not the one. I do sometimes wonder what it would be like to run a course with flow. You know, not have to stop every 2 gates or so, move myself, move cameras, never be closer than 10 feet from the rig. We're thinking about this right here. This is where Vic, okay, got it over. Pull it back. Nope. We're in the hole. That was not a reverse, by the way. I did not apply trigger. We were so bound in the front end that when I released throttle, the servo physically pushed us backwards. Now, we did reverse to straighten into the gate, so you know what that means. If you're keeping track at all, with 3 gates to go, we've got a 2-way tie at 4. Also, if you would be so kind, please do take into account that the Muzzard runs the a GFRC A53, and then a bundle of consonants after that. I can't, FHLW sounds right, something like that, which is a 34 kg servo. And we can still mash the front end around. 7 is the tough one, but don't make mistakes. Got a little caught there. Don't fall into that murder spot. That was some throttle stuff right there. Again, I would be remiss if I did not point out Hyper ESC censored. Oh, we'll break him if we have to. I'm telling you what. That was the self-right of all self-rights. And I hope he is none the worse for wear coming out of it. I'm getting my squint on as we are very far away. Tuck in tight that side. Mullet rear. Straight through. Muzzard. With the 4. And and turtle sit out of frame over there. 4-4. We need the sudden death tie break. We go straight to the sudden death shootout. And why muck about? Straight to gate 5 at the front 9. Hans Booby, show me what you got. Stay in tight. Mullet stuff right here. Just trying to get passenger rear up around. Not a conventional entry or exit. But what matters are results. And the result here is a clean take by the Muzzard. Is the advantage to the guy that goes first or the advantage to the guy that goes second? We got us a battle, everybody. We got us an absolute battle. Sudden death. C.A.B.S shootout. Gate 6. Front 9. You don't take it the way you think you take it. Victor. I mean, he was clean through. So it's down to the Muzzard on 6. Go in the high entry. That low control. Betrayed a little bit by insert there. But my goodness, the level of control. It's just something else. Round 3, sudden death shootout. Front 9, gate 7. This one, the bucket. Many hear the call of the bucket, and many answer that call. And the trick here is to not answer that call. He's going to try to arch over it, and does. Just kind of float glided the front end over that obstruction in the middle, and goes a little bit beans, and is just hanging out on the peak. They are going blow for blow. It got a little squidgy, and then it's set back down. Just pushing it down, setting it back down. Had a little bit of scidular involvement there. Like, it's a different approach, but they both just, and now the temptation to me is not, please, no gate 8. Gate 8, the bane of my existence. But we must do what must be done. Sudden death, round 4. Gate 8, front 9, the gate that I hit 97% of the time. Because what will happen is you got to get so sideways. Hey. It was a perfect rollout. Could not have done it on purpose. See, you think you got it, but you don't got it. Because everything about that gate, and whatever lunatic, whatever self-loathing individual laid it out, everything about it forces you into the left hand. Now, if we can clear the front end on a mullet, typically we can clear the rear end. Oh, I thought we were seeing some kind of witchcraft. So the goal is to attempt to avoid insanity. Don't come into the approach the same every time. Maybe he can hang up here. No, that was not the jam. Coming up, second attempt. We're not going to go full postseason baseball on this. We're not just going to attempt gate 8 until somebody makes it. I didn't anticipate a sudden death to begin with. Tuck it. We're going to say 3 strikes, they're both out. And we're going to treat this like June baseball, where there are ties. So one more go for each, and don't think that they're not competitors. Don't think they're not both going all in for this. You can hear that groan. It's like They're real close to the point where it's certainly skills issue. So I'll put a little, while I can, I'll put a little blame on driver positioning. Okay, let's go for it, mullet. Use your mulletiness and try to come up. Okay, all right, okay, all right. As oblique as one can, and it just drops us right in. Front axle is fully involved. The wheel is going directly at it. He's nudged it a number of times. Somebody out there has got just the right wheelbase, just the right track. But, I mean, you can look with your eyes at the track differences between the Muzzard and Victor, between the Lone Ranger chassis and the ZRD. That's the same front axle. They got F10s up front, and like, look at the ground clearance as we go. Like, it literally, the highest ground clearance had finished on a 20, and then the second highest finished on a 16, and then the other two guys tied at 4. It is a virtual tie. Sometimes Victor felt a little more nimble. Sometimes the Muzzard felt like he was literally waving a wand and providing some kind of alchemy. They drove real different. You give me another run through, don't make me get 25 feet away. I think all 4 of these guys, and 2 of them proved it, but I think all 4 of these guys are single-digit guys at Greenline. And I believe that at least the Muzzard and Victor, I believe, are 0 guys. I believe they could run it clean, no reverses, no lava. I mean, you got to remember, we had 2 reverses on the Muzzard and 1 lava for Victor, right? Now, the other 2 guys just hit clipped gates and didn't lava. So if we're talking, if we mix that up and we take away the gate strikes, what do we have? Well, Tranquish with a 2 and Bluebird with a 6. So it could have been 4-4-2-6 today, and then Tranquish would have just walked away with it, but then we would have missed out on the beauty and the joy of a very protracted and drawn out sudden death that had no pun intended, Victor. I'm not mad at any of them. Do I, when I get to the end of one of these, I always think, changes. What changes need be made? And I do that traditional, the internet meme of the 2 hands, or the emoji with the 2 hands. Everybody did really well. I think Bluebird got betrayed. I think Bluebird's front insert might be a smidge firm. You can see Tranquish bagging. The other 2 guys had no issues. I might actually put Bluebird on foams. Get him on some dual stage foams and see how that does, because I feel like he's got too much, there's too much energy return from the insert. That's the level of stuff that we are fortunately or unfortunately are now. You know where else we are? We're at the end. That's it for this. Thank you so much, everyone. As always, questions, comments, and concerns in the comments section below. And as always, in between now and when we meet again, please, one and all, do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. We will see you again here from the canyon. Look at the little sun dapple coming across them in the morning. This was a solid morning. No gnats, no skeeters. 4 guys doing pretty good and 2 guys doing pretty great. Hope your day is pretty great. We will see you in the next one.